in the world. Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. Listen, it's peaceful in my workshop. It's actually so nice to have a bit of time without anybody else here. No tool girls, just me all on my own to try and catch up with some more technical videos. Doing the spannering and doing a bit more in-depth analysis. The kind of things that I can't really do with tool girls around because I just can't concentrate. So this video is the final video in the Makita Lithium Ion battery repair saga. Now it has gone on quite a while, there's been a few episodes, and my apologies if you found the odd episode a little bit boring because there was quite a bit of repetition going on between those the repairs to each of the batteries. But I really wanted to be conclusive on this because, well, is it really worth doing, to be honest? And that's the question, isn't it? Because yes, you can fix them, but it takes a bit of time and you've got to spend usually a bit of money on buying a new circuit board. And all three batteries now, the remaining three, because remember I sacrificed battery number 2, batteries 1 and 2 were the 3 amp hour, and batteries 3 and 4 were the 1.3 amp hour, and ultimately battery 2 got sacrificed to give us some known good cells, because it had the odd bad cell as well, to repair and replace the bad cells in the other 3 packs. So I didn't spend any money on buying new cells, and in all honesty, if you're going to buy decent new cells, especially on a 3 amp hour power pack, there's what, 10 cells in there, you may as well just buy a brand new Makita battery. In all honesty, there's not really much difference, especially when you've bought a circuit board as well and all the time involved. You're only going to save a few dollars and it just isn't worth the hassle. But I didn't buy any new cells, so I saved quite a lot of money there, and all I had to do was buy new circuit boards, and those were, I don't know, they did vary a bit, probably $8 to $10 US each, something like that. And when you consider that a new battery pack like this, here in New Zealand at least, is about 120 New Zealand dollars, maybe slightly more, depends where you buy it from. Obviously you can buy them online a bit cheaper, but yeah, quite expensive. And if you can get away with resurrecting the battery, especially if you're only using it for DIY use and you're not really needing the full capacity, then maybe it's a fix. You know, maybe it's going to tie you over until it's time to buy a new drill that comes with new batteries or whatever power tool you have. So all the 3 batteries have had the circuit boards replaced. That's the old circuit board that's been taken out. And some of them were showing signs of water damage as well. So there's a number of reasons probably why these batteries have failed working. And that's one of the new circuit boards. I have one left over because I bought 4. And this will do a number of different size power packs, whether it's a 1.3 or a 3. I think it even goes up to the 5 amp hour, but that's basically what they look like, and they're about $10 each. And if you watch some of the previous videos, I actually go online, do some screen capture and go online and show you where you can buy these from. And they're actually all over the place. So what's this video about? Well, the question is, like I said earlier on, is it worth doing? Now, I've been using the repaired power packs now for a few weeks, and there's been a deliberate delay in doing this last video because yes, they worked, but did they have any reasonable capacity? I mean, you've got to remember the majority, well, all of the cells that are in those 3 power packs are old. 3, 4, maybe even 5 years old. Did buy the drill in New Zealand, so I've been here 8.5 years. So, you know, they have done some work. And of course, old cells, they can't be as good as buying brand new. So you've got to take that into account. So what I've done is I've rigged up a test rig so we can test the capacity of each of those batteries in like a real world scenario where we're actually going to be using the drill, and as regards a load on the drill, because I wanted the load to be constant and sort of as measurable as possible, rather than just, you know, you could just put the battery in the angle grinder and cut some pieces of steel and see how many pieces of steel, you know, how many cuts you can make on a battery. That's okay, but there's a few variables in that, and you know, it's not really very scientific. So I've got the old alternator that I found lying around outside off the old RAV4, and I've rigged that up with a couple of, so that the output of the alternator is going to illuminate two 55 watt halogen bulbs. So a total of 110 watts of work being done, so to speak, plus of course the internal resistance, the rotational resistance, the mechanical resistance of the alternator. But it's a like-for-like test, so we don't need to do any calculations on this. All I'm going to do basically is time how long each battery will last running the rig, and the alternator gives us a perfect solution to a stop point. It's got obviously the battery warning light that would normally be on the dashboard of the car. When the alternator slows down below a certain rotational speed threshold, i.e. it slows down to a certain point, then the battery warning light comes on instantly. So it's off and then it finally comes on again. And what we'll do is we'll stop the stopwatch at the point that that light illuminates, which will give us a definitive stop point that's the same for all the batteries. Now, just to compare this, remember I did buy two brand new 3 amp hour batteries, and I've labelled those up battery A, and these were purchased on the 17th of the 5th, 2018, so they're not very old, and that's battery B. Now, battery A was charged fully yesterday. I say charged fully until the green light came on the charger to say it's fully charged. And battery B I've been using just to test the rig, and that's been recharged within the last hour. So this is now freshly charged. So again, it'll give us an idea if those power packs lose any of their capacity, any of their stored energy, overnight, so to speak. The older batteries, the repaired ones, were all charged yesterday. So that's battery pack number 1. That's a 3 amp hour. And which is this one? That's 4. So there's a 1.3 amp hour repaired. And this is one that I repaired yesterday. Now I didn't bother doing a video on repairing this because it was basically exactly the same as doing this. However, one thing I will add is because I wasn't filming the repair, it took me about 15 minutes to strip the battery pack down. Obviously I had to make sure that the cells were all of equal charge, which this one actually was. So there was no charging going on, no individual cell charging. All I had to do was install the board, put it all back together, job done, 15 minutes. I thought that was pretty fair. And it would sort of justify doing it. 15 minutes we don't mind spending fixing something that's going to save us a few dollars. Right, I better talk you through the rig and we should make a start. Here we go. Looks crazy complicated, I know, but it actually really isn't. So we've got the alternator off the Jeep. That's going to provide us a load. I say Jeep, RAV4. It's not really a Jeep, is it? We've got a battery, a couple of those lights which are wired up to the output of the alternator. We're going to be able to look at the current through the supply to the two bulbs. We're going to be able to see the voltage of the supply to the two bulbs, and I'm using my other phone as a stopwatch so we can time how long it takes for the battery warning light to come back on, and that'll give us an indication that the rotational speed of the alternator has dropped to a point where it's no longer charging, and we'll probably see these bulbs go out at the same time. So these will go out and this will ping on, most likely. I don't remember whether that happens or not. Okay, I've got a piece of cardboard, so we've got something to record the whole thing on, and well, we're about there. So right, grabbed battery number 1. Now remember, this really is only comparable as regards the result to the two new 3 amp hour batteries. You really couldn't compare this to the output of a 1.3, and let's face it, they're all pretty old, although the two 1.3 amp hour batteries are about 2 years younger than this one. And that might show in the tests, I don't know. Okay, so drill, battery. I'm not even going to press the trigger because I want to save all the power for the test. Right, let's go for it. Right, so the battery light's on, just like as if you got in your car. Turn the ignition on before you start, crank the engine, your battery light will be on. Now, the way that alternators work is we have to provide battery positive to this terminal during the initial startup to energize, to get the whole system internally working to give us an output. This is one of the things that has to be done, unfortunately. So we've got our drill all ready to go. It's in the high speed. It's not got the ratchet locked in it, so we're all good. Direction's correct. So I've got to start it off and start the stopwatch at the same time, and this is going to be quite difficult. So when I connect this, you'll see these bulbs come on. There we go, look. Now I've got to spin it up and press the start. There we go. So at the moment, it's sounding pretty slow. We've only got 7.5 volts going to these bulbs. The alternator's slowing down. We're only 17 seconds into the test. Amperage is dropping pretty low. We've only got maybe an amp, half an amp. It's jumping around quite a bit. And the bulb is now on. So I'll check the footage. But we're around, I'd say around about 24 seconds, but the footage will confirm that. Right, that was pretty pathetic, wasn't it? Okay, so battery one was, well, I'll put approximate here, approximate 24 seconds. But I will check the footage because I can get it off the video. 24 seconds, crap. Okay, so we'll reset that. Now, the next job, we can remove that battery. That's flat. That was terrible. And we'll get battery number 3 locked in the drill, and we're good to go for another test. Right, where's my energizing wire? Okay, right. So, on there, give it a spin. Now this is the first of the 1.3 amp hour batteries, and I'm hoping it's going to last quite a while, but who knows. So we're already dropping down, it's down to 7.2 volts. Although we are picking out 6 amps, 6.5 amps, which is good. So we've already passed the point of the larger old battery. I mean, you'd expect it to last a fair few minutes anyway, wouldn't you really? These batteries shouldn't go flat that quick, that's just ridiculous. So I'm going to get ready to press the stop as soon as that light comes on. Could be a while. I could have done a real simple test of just wiring bulbs up directly to the battery, but it wouldn't have worked quite so well on camera, would it? Geez, it could be quite a while with those new batteries. So pretty consistent voltage. It is actually climbing back up again a little bit. Current's still good. 6.5 amps. Although to light those bulbs fully would be around about 9 amps. And you'll see that when I initially energize, you'll see 9 amps current flow because I'm using the power from the battery. Okay, we're up to the 2-minute mark. Drill's getting quite warm. I might need to do a few cool down periods between this. Oh, it's slowing. I can hear it slowing down. Get ready to press the stop. I think I missed it there. The bulb is on. Okay, so around about 2 minutes 10 seconds approximately. Again, the footage will confirm that. So about 2 minutes 10 approximate. I'll confirm all this in the summary. Okay, well, we can get on with the next one now because I don't like having long videos. Right, battery 3 is coming out, and power pack number 4 is going in. So we'll pop that into the drill. There we go. Put that on there ready. Don't make too many sparks, Mr. Young. Come back. Right, let's pop that on there. Oh, nearly, nearly got a short. Okay, right, so we'll reset that. And I need to energize it up, and you can see on there that we've got about, about 8.7 amps going through to power those bulbs fully. Right, I'm going to spin them up, wait for the bulb to go out, press the start button. Oh, hang on. There we go. Start. We'll maybe add a second to the end for that one. So this is the second of the 1.3 amp hour batteries. You can see that the bulbs are nowhere near as bright than they are when they're powered by the battery itself, by the Bosch battery. We're down on voltage to the previous one, so this pack doesn't seem to be as good. Oh, the light's on, didn't even see. Jeez. I'll have to check the footage for that one. I was too busy looking down here. Okay, so probably 20 seconds or so. That's crap, isn't it? Okay, so about 20 seconds. But again, I'll check the footage for that, because the footage never lies. Okay, so we've now got bin that, so that's actually junk. And we'll get power pack A. Now this is one of the new ones. And this was charged yesterday, fully charged as per the charger. Right, see if I can be a bit more efficient at this time. Pop that on there. Reset that. Spin it up. And straight away you can tell the output is much higher. We've got a full 12 volts being supplied. We're fluctuating between 8.5 and 7.5 amps. This could go on for a while. We are dropping in voltage now. Current flow is dropping. Lowest was about 7.1 I saw a second ago. Still going. Voltage is falling. Slowly, slowly. Lowest was about 7 amps now. Down to about 11.5 volts. Grill's not too hot actually, it's doing alright. Power pack's pretty cool too actually. It's not running on the maximum load as the drill. Don't want to fry the new power pack. Okay, so we're approaching the longest test time we've done. With this being a brand new power pack, this really is sort of a benchmark of what the other ones, you know, gives you a comparison, doesn't it? Still going. We are dropping voltage now down to about 11.3 volts. Amperage flow is a steady 8.3. It's good. That's really good actually. Not bouncing around anymore. Bulbs are pretty bright. great. Just approaching the 4-minute mark. Are we going to make it to 4 minutes? Voltage has dropped down a little bit, 11.25. Amperage is starting to bounce around a bit again. So down to about 7.2, 5.7. Okay, we're on the 4-minute mark. Drill's starting to warm up. Power pack's warm, but not hot. .2 volts. Still bouncing around on the amps a little bit. 4 minutes 40 seconds. Still going strong though, really. Hit the 5-minute mark. Man, I wonder if we're going to get to 10 minutes. I might have to edit this a bit if we do. Drill's still not over hot. You know, I've had a lot hotter than that before. Power pack's still just warm for touch. We're down to 11 volts now on the supplied voltage to the bulbs. We're seeing a huge drop off on the amperage. Only 2 amps being supplied now, so we should be getting pretty close to death situation. 6 minutes. Voltage is falling pretty quick. Meter's reset, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. So maybe that reading before was incorrect. We're back up to 8.7 amps. Oh, there you go. Dropping down. It's all over the place, isn't it? What's going on there? .3. Slowing down now, you can hear it very quickly falling, voltage is dropping off, amperage is dropping, waiting for that bulb to light up any second now, almost 7 minutes. .3 volts, 6.8 amps, 7 minutes, any second, there we go, right. Wow, what a test. 7.8, well, maybe a couple of seconds over, but 7.8, 7 minutes, 8 seconds. Wow. God, hand hurts now. Right, we're nearly there. I might just give the drill, actually it doesn't feel too bad. We'll crack on. Okay, so that's power pack A done. Last power pack here, power pack B. Now remember, this was charged up only about an hour ago. So I'll pop that into the drill. There we go. I'll reset that. Lock that in. Hang on, let's get the wire first. Whoa, nearly missed it, young. Sparks would have been flying. Okay, energize. Spin it up. Stopwatch, there we go. Now what's going on with the meter? This one's all over the place at the moment. 9.3 amps, so the bulbs are fully lit at the moment. 11.9 volts, so not quite as high as the other battery did. Strange. Steady 9.3 amps. Voltage is pretty steady at 1 minute. So we've done 11.9 volts, still 9.3 amps, which is great. Voltage is pretty steady still. In 1.5 minutes. Still a steady 9.3 amps. Just starting to see the voltage drop a little bit now. We're below the 12. Yeah, 11.9. Oh, actually, it was 11.9 before, wasn't it? That's alright. It's still good. 2 minutes. Amperage is still good at 9.3 amps. Voltage is starting to drop a little bit now. Only a fraction. 2.5 minutes, still 9.2 amps of current. I get a gut feeling that this one isn't going to be quite as good as battery A actually. Which is a little bit surprising. Just over 3 minutes, so we're not even halfway yet to the other new battery. 11.6 volts. Just starting to drop off a bit on the current, 9.2. Okay, we're about halfway to what this battery A gave out. It's not sounding quite so healthy. 11.5 volts now. Approaching the 4 minute mark. There we go, 4 minutes. 11.4, it's dropping pretty quick as that voltage now. 9.1 amps. Still up to 4.5 minutes. Drill's getting pretty hot. Still within tolerance, I would say. Power pack's warm to the touch. 11.3 volts now. And we've got that, I reckon it's the meter playing up, so we'll just turn that off. Back on again. That's strange. What's going on there? Try again. There we go. 8.9 amps. Back up to 9 amps, 7 amps. It's all over the place, isn't it? Okay, well, the voltage is pretty key, so up to just over 5 minutes. Amperage is still good if we can trust the meter. Still at 9 amps. The bulbs are very bright, so that seems to be about right. 11.1 volts. 5.5 minutes. Down to 11 volts. Still 9 amps, that's good. Bulbs are still really bright. Approaching the 6-minute mark. Ooh, I have to eat my words. I need 1 more minute to go. And it'll be comparable to battery A. 10.9 volts. Just shy of 9 amps still. The bulbs are still really... Oh, we've lost it. It came out. Damn. Okay, I'll make a deduction on the final result for that mishap, unfortunately. What a shame on the last battery. Probably lost about 15 seconds there. Okay, we're still going. So much going on, hard to concentrate. It's doing very well. 10.5 volts, 8.8 amps. Current flow is dropping, 8.6 amps now. You can hear it dropping off. 10 volts, very quickly falling now. Getting ready to press the stop button. Down to 8 volts. Any second now. $7 amps, bulbs are dumbing off. 6.5 volts. 6.8 amps. It's hanging in there. There we go. Whoa, man. So that one really did slightly better, I think, than battery A, because even though I had that sudden, it disconnected on the drive, I can't have wasted any more than 20 seconds on that. Pretty good. Wow, who'd have thought? So, I went through all the footage and got some pretty accurate timings for us. And this is what I make it out to be. So you've got down here, so the approximate that I did with the stopwatch, and then I went back through the footage and I got these times here. So pretty clear that battery 1, which was the 3 amp hour one that was repaired, this is junk. Sorry, battery 1. Battery number 3, however, managed a full 2 minutes and 17 seconds under load. And that's only a 1.3 amp hour battery, whereas the new ones are a 3 amp hour, so it's less than half. I don't think it did too bad, given how old the battery is. So I'm going to call that one a win. I'm going to keep reusing that one. Battery number 4, however, the one that I fixed yesterday, did exactly the same thing, lasted 13 seconds under that load. Junk. So, the 2 new batteries, the 3 amp hours, one managed 7 minutes and 8 seconds, and the other one, I know I came off on the drive unfortunately, but it was, the bulb was out for a total of 7 minutes and 46 seconds. So, the battery that I charged up this morning lasted a little bit longer than the battery that I charged yesterday and that was left to stand overnight. But, only half a minute or so. So, interesting stuff. And I think without doing this kind of analysis, just to say that, you always think, man, is it really worth doing? And I started off with 4 batteries that wouldn't charge. 2 of the larger 3 amp hour and 2 of the 1.3 amp hour. And ultimately, I'm left with 1 that's actually usable. Battery 3, 1.3 amp hour. And I've spent a total It's probably taken me all up. If I hadn't been filming it, then I probably could have repaired all 4 batteries in probably a couple of hours, changing the cells, soldering them in, charging them up. Now that I know what I'm doing, so to speak, changing the circuit boards, it's a lot of messing around to get one battery back that's going to give me a couple of minutes use each time. So, what did it cost me? Well, I spent about $40 New Zealand on those circuit boards. So really, this one power pack has cost me to get fixed, bearing in mind the success rate, about 40 New Zealand. Whereas, you know, I can go and buy one of these, brand new, 120, so 3 times the price, and it gives me, well, 2.5 times the capacity compared to the old battery. Would I bother fixing any more in the future? I don't know, the mechanic inside me, the person that wants to fix things and likes to make things good again, says, yes, what the hell, just do it. But then you've got the common sense factor. Is it really worth the hassle? Personally, I don't think it is. I've got better things to be doing than taking battery packs apart and risking life and limb waiting for them to explode on me. But saying that, I found this project extremely interesting, and I've learnt a lot about these power packs and just how dangerous they are. So you be very careful with them. And remember, the original Makita circuit boards that are in there, they have the logic to help protect you, the consumer. You know, if they're discharged too fast or they're charged up too quickly, they get too hot. One of the cells has dropped in voltage. You know, the voltage differential between the cells is too great. Then, you know, any of those factors plus a few more probably, basically the charger refuses to recharge that power pack. And there's a damn good reason for that, because when these things short out and they fail, they're like a little bomb. So am I nervous having the repaired ones around? Yeah, I am a little bit actually. I am. But hey, it's done. And it was done not just for me, but to help you, the people, to make a decision whether or not to bother trying to fix your old power packs. And hopefully I've given you the information through this series of videos, and I've been learning as I've been going, what you need to do. And I suppose this conclusion is it worth doing? Well, you've got to make that decision. You've got to make the call. You know, if you've got a dozen power packs, if you're a tradie, then you know you only need to buy one circuit board. You could fix one power pack, solder the circuit board in, see if it works. If it doesn't, just transfer that new circuit board to another power pack and do that. And maybe under those circumstances, you know, it's worth doing. But I bought a new circuit board. Well, I bought 4 because I had 4 batteries originally. You know, expensive? Not really. Time consuming? Yes, very time consuming. Okay, crew, well, that brings me to the end of this video, and I'll try and get it edited up and online for you as soon as possible, because I'm very conscious at the moment that all the Tool Girl tryout videos have been impeding the mechanical sort of content videos for the channel. And I don't want you to think for 1 minute that I've forgotten about, or I'm not bothered about doing mechanical repair videos. I'm off work all this week, you know, from my main job. And I've got lots of mechanical videos lined up, lots of repairs to do actually lined up for this week, which I'll be filming for you. So hopefully things are going to get back on track. Tool Girl Hannah is back from holiday soon as well, so see what happens, eh? Andy Mechanic's been a bit naughty with all these other tool girls around, so I don't think she's going to be over happy. Right, well, if you enjoyed the video, why not click on the subscribe button? You'll see a little gear icon turn up. Click on the gear icon, and then you can tick the box and turn on notifications. You'll also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and Twitter. Feel free to communicate through any of those portals, whichever one you choose. First point of contact, if you don't mind, on the comments section on YouTube, because that's where I normally am, and it's much easier to respond to the comments or the questions there. I can't guarantee, gentlemen and ladies, that I can reply to every single comment. There's just too much going on at the moment. Very, very busy at work. And of course, when I'm filming, I have to have my phone, because all the videos are done on my phone, believe it or not. I have my phone on flight mode, because sometimes if a message comes through, it stops the camera from recording, and it all goes tragically wrong. So I do miss a few comments sometimes. I have to look back and see what came through. There's also a new or semi-new Patreon page, information about the how the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel came around and up-and-coming projects. And there's lots of stuff planned for the future. I'm right in the thick, and this is one of the reasons for the Tool Girl tryouts, is trying to get together a reasonable number of Tool Girls so that we can actually have a decent calendar for next year. And that calendar will be produced for charity. There'll be a donation made for every calendar sale to a charity or a number of charities, and I think the Tool Girls that appear in that calendar, I'll let them choose which charities we should be supporting. I think that's only fair. More news on that in the future, and of course it'll be launched via the Patreon page, and maybe we'll sell it through the Patreon page. I don't know how we're going to work that yet. Maybe you put a pledge in there or a donation, and that pays for the calendar. I don't know. We've got to come up with a plan, because I don't have an e-commerce personally. So I don't have my own website at the moment. Maybe one day, who knows. Okay, crew, well, that's about it. I've really enjoyed doing this testing, and it's been a bit of an eye-opener, hasn't it? Okay, crew, see you around. Cheers. Over and out.